Hi friends, welcome to Heart to Talk the podcast. I am your host, Teresa Caesar, and you are tuned into episode 16. Thank you so much for tuning in. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Melody Beatty. So I have to begin with thank you for listening. If you are new, welcome friends. If you've been listening, thank you again. I am extremely grateful for your time and I honor you. This podcast means so much to me. It started off as a passion project, but then I realized it's something bigger. My guests that come on get to share their voice with the world. There's nothing more heartfelt than being able to hear and see each other for who we are. And in addition to that, not only do my guests get to share what's within them, whether it's their story, an area of expertise, but I also get to do that. I get to creatively express myself. And I feel like I found my voice, a voice that was so deep within me, part of my soul, my essence. And another area where I feel I can creatively express what's deep inside is on this beautiful virtual retreat called Captivate. Today's guest, Annette Mariel, is the founder of Captivate. She is my cousin and my co-host for lives that we do every Wednesday, and also going to be my partner in a lot of upcoming amazing projects that we have that aim to serve others, to spread wisdom, and to just level up in any way we can. But I do have to tell you the backstory of my experience with Captivate. I did start off as an attendee. I was supporting her because I was so proud of her. She followed her dreams and she just launched this beautiful virtual retreat. And every Saturday I would join and I became activated. I got to meet other women from all around the globe, learn and grow and expand. And I started to see myself light up a little bit more. Well, then with some more time, Annette actually asked me to come on and teach. And that's when I fell into purpose. Along with this podcast, teaching on Captivate was when I realized I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that being said, it is an honor for me to bring to you today's guest, Annette Mariel. We're going to talk about the key to happiness, and that it involves growth, living in gratitude, being present, following your passions, living authentically, trying new things. The list goes on. So I do hope you find value and enjoy today's episode. I bring to you my conversation with the captivating Annette Mariel.
This is a passion project of mine, but when it started taking off, it was more than just a passion project. It got a life of its own, and it became bigger than me. It became its own entity, its own energetic frequency. It's so amazing to see the women become activated with just one virtual retreat. And after that, they come on a regular basis. And it's like their weekly dose of mindset recalibration, of wellness, tactical tips that they can really take into their week and apply. And I feel like all of the instructors are heart-centered, and we truly are showing up to serve. And I think that's what makes our space in our container different from a lot of other containers.
I feel honored to be able to go on and share what I teach, which is to just remind everybody of their divine power and to be spiritually content, divine contentment, because a lot of us are spiritually starved. We don't know why we feel like we're missing something, So there's different types of discontentment, right? We have the people that like, I have the house of my dreams. I've got the marriage of my dreams. I've got children. I have an amazing career. But why, when I'm like at home and just sitting, I feel like I'm missing something. It's like there's something more. And you feel bad to say that out loud. And to me, that's what I call divine discontentment. That's when you need to go inward and focus on gratitude, prayer, meditation. But like I've said this many a times, I'm my own case study. I'm a woman, a mother, a human. And I know a year and a half ago, I was like, there's something more. What is it? What's missing? Right. And what was missing was I wasn't really being in touch with myself. Yeah, I'm Catholic, would go to church. I feel good. Right. And then you leave. But what happens is a lot of people don't keep up that closeness to themselves. They tap into that when they're at the place, the church, but really that place should always be with you.
Right. Right. And I loved what you said about the church. I grew up Catholic as well, and I graduated from a Catholic high school. And one thing that I learned growing up from my mom is that all religion has one common theme. The good part of every religion has one common theme, and that's the love. I think that's why a lot of people are attracted to religion. They get reminded of that internal force, that internal love, that internal spark that they have inside of them. But then they forget that that external temple is not the place, it's the source. It's just a reminder where the temple, where the church truly is in ourselves and is in our heart. It's truly in your actions and what you do every day. How are you treating people when no one else is watching? And that is truly what a person who is captivating, who is authentic, who is activated, they have this essence to them that you trust. You trust them. They walk into a room, they're grounded, they have magnetism, but you trust their energy. That is what we are doing on Captivate. That is our mission, to help each woman who attends activate their own unique essence. And we are currently in the sexy series, and I love this term that you coined, Teresa, the sexy signature. So we are activating that sexy signature right now. And the way we define sexy in the sexy series is when you're being authentic, when you're being confident, when you're taking action despite a fear you may have, when you're moving forward, when you're impacting lives in a good way, when you have a mission that is bigger than yourself. That is truly, in my definition, who is captivating and sexy, memorable, and beautiful. You see them; they are doing something beyond themselves. And sometimes we don't know that. Maybe they're just good people every day. Maybe they go the extra mile to hold that door open for someone. Maybe they're present and they see what's happening around them and they're kind to people. They look at people, they smile. Because when we are lost within the world and we're just in the motions of what we're supposed to be doing, we're not present. And we miss the beauty in the moment. We miss the connections we have with just the people that we encounter on the daily basis. And we miss how we can impact people on that level. When you're going out in the world and you are not aware that you're not present, it starts to impact the world around you. Because when you're not present, you can cause a ripple effect throughout the day. Maybe you drop something here. Maybe you fall. I know when I'm rushing and I'm not present, I have slipped on the stairs And if I would have just been present, I would have, I would, thankfully nothing has ever happened to me. But it's like in those little moments, they awaken you.
They remind you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Captivate is. It's that movement to remind us of what's really important in this life. And it's actually more simple than not. It's not, like I said, the big grandioso things. People really live for that. They think that defines us. They think the relationship, the big, getaway family trip to Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
they think it's, if I land this job, I'm going to feel good. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is a lot of people will strive for that. They get it. And then they're like, oh, that's weird. I got it and I feel good, but I still feel like I'm missing something.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we remind you on Captivate is the long-term contentment, true contentment. And like you said, it's in the gratitude. It's in being present, and it's in just an ordinary day, honoring it, walking down those steps, being present. I get to drive my car that has AC. The mundane is really where the magic is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's when you're not missing it. Of course, the other things matter, right? Like the big
They
stuff.
matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I do find when you're not present in the mundane, the everyday magical moments that we miss, that we tend to miss. When we do experience these big moments, because maybe we're not practicing having gratitude, and when a big moment happens, we could easily miss the big moment too, because all of a sudden we want another big moment coming, and within that we can easily miss it. So if you're not practicing being present in everyday circumstances, the big moments will come, and all you're going to be doing is they come, and then it's going to be something else that you have to do to be happy. You're going to be chasing this happiness,
Yeah.
and it's never going to feel fulfilling because you've never practiced being grateful for all the beauty that is already surrounding you each day. We hear this a lot, but it's truly the case. We need to learn how to enjoy the journey, because when we don't enjoy it, our life passes by. They say the number one regret that people have on their deathbed is not taking the chances, not living a life that they wanted to live, and they have regrets. And that's the one thing that we all have coming for us. And it's not something that should be not thought about. It's a part of life. It's something that should be an awakening, because we're not going to be here forever, and we don't know when that's going to happen. So we only have today, and we only have this moment. And so what can you do about today and this moment? You don't have to be being a hero. Doesn't mean you have to be speaking to millions of people or doing a movement that impacts millions of people. If that's your path, then by all means go do that. But where it starts is how you treat your family, how you treat yourself, how you treat your friends, how you treat your community, and who you are with them. And what do they feel when they leave your presence? Who are they? How are you contributing to your society, your bubble? We're all in our little bubbles. How are you contributing to that?
That's beautiful. It's like that Gandhi quote, be the change you want to see in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it could start just with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's so impactful.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Wow. I'm always so inspired from you. We talk to each other all day, every day, and I'm always like, oh yes, it just grows.
So I do have to say, Teresa, that it's you help bring this out of me too, because when I'm around you, I feel seen, I feel valued, and so just so this is an important lesson for everyone. When the energy you bring to the world, that's what you bring out in other people as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. And it's so true. I think it is important to know when someone sees your light.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think that's what we say. It's like we see each other's light, and don't be offended if someone doesn't see your light too.
That sometimes is a hard one, to not feel seen by someone. And you know it when you're in the presence of someone who doesn't see you. There's like a block of energy, and all of a sudden you don't feel like you can, just settle into your comfortable self. And in those moments, I'm still learning but in those moments, I try not to take it personally. And what also can be happening is that person has a block within themselves. So it's whatever insecurity, like whatever that person is feeling, it triggers it in the other person. And the more we're aware of that, the more we can override it and bring back the frequency to our home, our powerful home frequency that we cultivate over time. But it's hard sometimes. It's a challenging moment. And they do say it is nice to be around people who don't challenge you all the time like that. Because when you are challenged all the time like that, it's an energy leak and it's tiring. But you can get through it and you can do it. But, we're all human. We have our up days and our up and down days. And it's okay. It's okay to have boundaries with certain people.
Yeah, that's super important. I agree. And now let's talk about some fun topics about being sexy. We talk about, Annette, part of living a sexy life, a passionate life, authentic, all of that, right? And they basically all complement each other, but it's the same feeling they all give you. And let's talk about, to feel sexy, you should make plans.
I love that. I forget where I heard this. I never forgot it though. It was a guy who said it, a podcaster. And he said it's important to make plans. It's important to have something to look forward to. And when you have something to look forward to, it creates more fun within the week because you have this exciting thing planned for the weekend, or even not during the weekday. You pick it. It doesn't have to be Saturday or Friday or Sunday. It's up to you, but it's important to have something to look forward to. And I never forgot that, because I completely agree. When I have something to look forward to on a Saturday, Friday night, what am I doing during the week? I'm probably taking more care of myself. I'm probably wanting to have more green juice. I'm probably getting more sleep because I know I'm excited for the weekend, and I, want to look good in the dress that I got. And it's not just about looking good; it's about feeling good too. I want to feel rested for this event or something. Anything that you plan, this maybe date with your boyfriend or with your husband. It's important to have something to look forward to. And even if it's just small, it kind of gets us out of the loop of our everyday life. And it's important to do something at least maybe twice a month that is different, is a little different, because then you start to see your perspective of the world changes, because you see more possibilities. Because when you're in your daily routine, you're doing the same thing all the time, that doesn't help with happiness. What helps with happiness is growth. And growth can be in any areas. And I think I told you this the other day, Teresa, is it could even be like, for some reason, I've been really into flowers lately. So what I'm looking forward to is, I look forward to buying flowers now. I've never had that ritual before. And now I want to learn how to put a beautiful flower bouquet together. I never had that desire before, but I realized when I, am putting the flowers in the pot, it's relaxing because I'm being intentional and I'm being present with it. So it's a moment where it's a little escape from, maybe the stressful moments of the day. So it's a whole thing. When I'm at the store, I spend time picking them out, and it's something I look forward to. So it can be something like that. So
I
it's
love that.
creating
Yeah.
something new within me. So I encourage whoever is listening to really uh, look for new activities twice a month. You never know what that's going to activate within you. You never know what that's going to bring you. And you may not resonate with it, but you'll never know until you try.
I think that's incredible. I love that. Like you said, it could be so simple, but you don't realize it could bring out so much, a
Mm-hmm.
passion that you didn't even know you had. There's different measures of it.
Yeah.
And you could be passionately putting your flowers together. And like you said, it's something you look forward to each week, but it's simple. And then you're doing a self-love task. You're buying yourself some flowers.
Yeah, totally. And it's almost a meditation
Like a
practice.
therapeutic meditation. Yeah, I could see that.
You have to be gentle with them. Like you have to be, because some of them are fragile. When I first started buying them, I would just get them and then cut the stems and not pay attention. And I'm like, wait. And then I started to arrange it. And I'm like, I kind of like this. It's forcing me to be present in the moment and a little escape. I'm grateful and admiring this beautiful flowers.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like taking time to and bringing awareness to the beauty of what's around us
Yeah.
and the flowers, the mountains, the sunsets.
Mm-hmm.
We forget and we take it for granted. We lose that awe and sense of amazement, wonder, right? That's why stargazing is one of my favorite things. Like, I don't want to ever lose that wonder or
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, the miracle of me, the miracle of you, of all of us, life. That is brings you back to your essence. And that's where you can find happiness. And then from there, you radiate and you don't even realize, but you're walking through that store looking for flowers because you're in your essence. You're actually probably radiating a very sexy frequency, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like those little radiant activators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. We're just going to be saying activating for like the rest of ever. My favorite. I love it. You know what else I wanted to talk about? We talk about growth, and I have a sexy growth tip for relationships. This is whether, you're dating for a couple years or you're married for 10. And one commonality, and now you and I talk about this, there's various things, but I had realized that people grow, right? If you find yourself growing from your partner, a lot of times we just assume that everybody can read each other's minds.
Yeah.
If you find that you're not connected with your partner lately, and especially women, we tend to grow a lot faster. We're more open. We always are wanting to try new things. And men tend to like their regiment routine. They,
We tend to be routine.
right? Routine, and they'll stay that way forever. And that's the way they do things. But women are always like wanting to expand and grow. Not that men don't, but women, I think, are just built, we're just kind of built that way. Like we're always multitasking while we're grow, and we adapt. We adapt very easy, and we're trying to take on everything. And so one tip I have is, if you find yourself frustrated and thinking, gosh, my partner doesn't even do this anymore, maybe stop and have that convo. Have a honest convo, and just say, hey, let me reintroduce myself and make it fun and sexy. And just say, I'm not that same person 10 years ago. And just let them know that's a reality. It's impossible to be that same person. I mean, we try so hard, and then reintroduce and say, this is what I like now. This is what I do now. Within a relationship, you can have many relationships because it's a rebirth. We're constantly evolving and changing. But I highly recommend that, especially for those couples that have been married so many years. It's just to sit back and then go on dates. Don't talk about the children, the house, finances. Think about it. What are the things that kill the buzz? Bring down the libido. Don't make a woman want to have you. Like you're going to run from your partner if they bring up a budget and finance. If we bring up the children, or if we bring up the family. So when you go on dates, or have time alone, focus on each other and make it exciting. Like, what do you like? And don't judge your partner, and start from there. That is one thing I would love to see everybody bring in and try to practice that. I don't know, Annette, do you want to add to that?
I love what you were saying there. And you know what's happening with the dynamic? We are trying to polarize the energies. And when a woman is in her feminine, it allows the man to be in his masculine. So what happens before a date, this is one of the most important times where both of the sexes need to be in these frequencies to feel seen and admired. So if a man is not aware of his words before going out on a date and bringing up the strategies of having a successful career in life, like a budget, whatever, that's not sexy talk before going out on a date. And what the talk needs to be about, it needs to be more exciting
and not judgmental. I think a lot of times, because we're like, we want to judge our partners. And so I think I liked what you said, sexy talk. Just stay every Friday night. That's your thing to look forward to, right? And you're going to wear that sexy dress and you're going to tell your partner, listen, we're going to have a sexy night with sexy talk. We're not going to bring up A, B, C, D, E. You schedule that for another time. You can have your sexy meeting where you then draw the rules, the lines, because you have to be real. Like life, there is finances, there's,
Yeah, all that is important. And it's not what you do, it's when you do it. And that is very important with women. It's not what you do, it's when you do
it. Here's some music. I said the ice cream man. The ice cream. I want some ice cream. It's not when, it's...
I was looking at the ice cream man pass by.
Oh my God, I love it.
So what's important for women is not what you do, it's when you do it. That's kind of translates to business too.
That's well said. Annette, again, this has been so incredible. I think we gave everyone an incredible amount of just sexy tips, life tips. And before we close it up, this is an important month for you and your family, our family. So I think it would be incredible to dedicate this episode in honor of your dad, my Uncle Dennis. He suddenly and unfortunately passed away 5 years ago, February 19th. And I want to hand over the dedication to you.
Ooh, I'm going to start crying again. Ooh, I'm already getting emotional.
Oh.
Well, yes, my dad, his name was Dennis. And I'll get it out.
Yeah, it's okay.
I can't believe it. I feel like it just happened yesterday. He was a fantastic dad and a fantastic uncle to Teresa. And he would have just been so proud of what we're doing today and how we're teaming up. And one thing about my dad is that he was really goofy and fun, and he loved to dance. And he had a beautiful heart. He was always helping people, always going above and beyond for people. So, yes, thank you for opening up the space to dedicate it to him. I always feel him around me, and he activated something within me when he passed away. I made a promise to myself that I will chase after the dreams that he so believed in. And it doesn't matter how many times I fail, I'll do it till the day I die, because he lit up when he would see me doing the things I loved. And he always supported me in that. He was so warm, and he would get all the girls, all the kids up and dance. And he was a great man. And I'm honored that I was his daughter. So, Dad, we love you, and we know that you are always watching over us.
Thank you again for listening to this episode. I do hope you enjoyed my conversation with Annette Mariel. Remember to hit subscribe, rate this podcast, and tell your friends. Also, don't forget I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You could also learn more about this episode and other podcast episodes at www.hearttotalk.com. I'll be back in 2 weeks.